Today we're installing the vertical tire mount in the project Gladiator. And we are using the AEV vertical tire mount. This is the one that goes in the bed of the truck behind the cab. And the first thing you're going to do is mount the wing nut receiver. That's going to be the part that is behind the wheel. And then of course the wing nut goes in this direction, goes through the wheel and attaches to this threaded hole here. So the first step is to determine the location of this. As you can see, there's a bunch of adjustment, and on the Gladiator, this accommodates any size tire basically up through a 42-inch. So in our case, ultimately, we're gonna have a 40-inch tire on here, but we're gonna go ahead and set it up now for the stock spare tire. Down here to that threaded hole there is 16 1/8 inch. The next step is to mount the bulkhead bracket. Now this bracket, we don't have the trail rail system that goes around the perimeter of the truck. So this is going to mount 12 3/8 from the corner of the bed to that bracket. So we've got that located, and now we can mark and drill these 3 holes. So there's 1, 2, and then 3. We're gonna drill those to 1/2 inch. Next, we'll be placing the vertical tire mount in the bed of the truck. And with that back plate, you'll see that this hole here lines up as well as that one. And then on the bottom, there are provided spacer plates. You're gonna put those under the bottom, and they're gonna fit all the way flush against the cab. And then you'll see that these holes line up now. So there's 1 on each side. Now, you'll notice there's lots of different holes here, and that is because this also fits the Colorado truck as well as the Dodge Ram 2500 and 3500 trucks. Okay, we have the 5 holes drilled now. And what we did is we went ahead and put the top one in and held that bulkhead plate in place. And then down here you can see that those holes that we drilled line up now with these spacer plates, and there's going to be 1 on each side, just like this. Okay, here we are on the underside of the truck. Now this is a diesel model, so this is a little harder to get to, but you've got 1 hole over here above the fuel tank, and then the other one is right here, roughly in the middle of the truck. And what we're going to do is assemble this little fish wire around that stud, and that stud locks into this plate. Now what I'm going to do is on the tip of this, I'm going to make a point on this fish wire since we're doing this ourselves. So what we're going to do is make a point to where this thing can't fall back through. So we'll stick that point up in there, and now we've got the fish wire sticking up through the truck with this on the bottom. So let's go on the top side and pull that through. All right, we're now back up in the truck bed, and we've got that where that wouldn't fall back through. If you've got a helper, this is a lot easier, but today we're alone, so we're gonna just fish this wire up through here, and I feel like it's caught on something underneath the truck bed, so I'll just keep kind of working it up. And there we go, it's starting to poke through now. So we'll get that fish up through there. And now that we've got that in place, we can just hold a finger on it, unscrew the fish wire. And we need to keep this in good shape because we're going to use it on the rest of those holes as well. And now that we've got that up there, we can hold that stud and then start running down this washer. And this is going to screw down all the way to the truck bed to kind of hold it in place there. All right, now, there we go. So that thing, it could fall back through, but you'd have to work that stud an awful lot to get it to go back through. All right, now that we have that on, we will drop our spacer plate on. Okay, now we have all 5 studs installed. The top one you can go ahead and put the nut on because it just holds that bulkhead plate in place. And then we have the other 4 studs which are going to hold the tire mount in place. And there we have it. That's the bed mounted tire carrier. There's also an accessory hole here for shovel or axe or whatever you may want to store there, and it can stand upright between the tire and the cab of the truck.